We have too many people talking. Only a few men have touched. Many of you seated here cannot preach to a native doctor. You are not sure of what you carry, whether it can make impact. In fact, you are even afraid for your safety. You have not seen him. Have you seen him? Have you come close enough to see him? If you have, he will do something to your heart, and there will be nothing left for you to fear. At the age of 7 to 12, I started seeing visions of myself preach. At the age of 13, that's when I saw 4 angels for 8 hours. And I asked one of them, why will you call someone to preach that doesn't have the ability to preach? Hallelujah. He did not answer me. He was reading a scroll of my destiny. Reading the scroll of my destiny. And I touched him again. I said, how come someone that is... Meanwhile, what he read in the scroll was that I was called to be a preacher. I stopped him again. I said, how come I'm being called to preach when I don't have the ability to speak? Then the angel stopped reading, closed the scroll, shouted. The shout is what we call thunder, and struck me with the scroll. Now, when he struck me with the scroll, that's how I discovered that I was in this world. Hallelujah. But do you realize that the encounter I had didn't take the impediment away? I went on a long fast, and I was lying on the floor when Jehovah spoke to me that I have put my words in your mouth. So wisdom interpreted what God said, and wisdom now revealed to me that it was now God's responsibility to manifest the thing he has put inside. So all I need to do is to pray for long to get a message from God. Once I get it, the ability to speak is not mine. The ability to speak is God's. Are you there? Those days, I could be stammering on my seat. The moment I step here, the ability to speak comes upon me. I walked in that until I got the ability to even speak naturally. The one that made me speak is the Creator. I know it's too real to me. As long as I can speak, it means it's alive. Is it true? Do you know what it means to please a spirit? Do you understand the jealousy that accompanies the intentions of a spirit? The reason why a spirit will be jealous over you is because you are the only... The last time I was giving commandment about how much I need to pray before I stand here, if you allow me to share with you, it is 7 hours. But there has been a recent upgrade, and I've not been able to find the limit yet. And that's why I said, not because I was sleeping. You are not with me. You know, most of us think ministry is just performance. If it's performance, you don't need to be called. The reason why you are called is because it's not lucrative. Come with me. Let's go to the north. Let's go to the north. Stay with me for 6 months. If you desire ministry again, you are called. You need to be sure. Where I come from, you need to be sure of what you are doing, because you are doing what you are doing at the risk of your life, so you must be sure of it. Is there power on your life? Because the average pastor these days has decided to orchestrate a model of service delivery that denies power. Power? No, everybody needs it. He said, and there's a spiritual capital you are going to receive. It will come in spirit form. And that is the potential. That is the warehouse for the possibilities of power. So that means if you know how to deal properly with that spiritual capital, one of the products that should come out of adequately dealing with the capital is that power will emerge. Because dunamis means potential energy. Just like crude oil. Then when you put crude oil into the fractionating column, into the refinery, that's the name you know. But it's a fractional distillation column for those of you that are chemists. Then it fractionates that complex mixture. The investment of God that is upon your life is a complex mixture. It is when you put it into that fractional distillation column, which is speaking in tongues. But do you realize that the encounter I had didn't take the impediment away? I went on a long fast, and I was lying on the floor when Jehovah spoke to me that I have put my words in your mouth. So wisdom interpreted what God said, and wisdom now revealed to me that it was now God's responsibility to manifest the thing he has put inside. So all I need to do is to pray for long to get a message from God. Once I get it, the ability to speak is not mine. The ability to speak is God's. Are you there? Those days I could be stammering on my seat. The moment I step here, the ability to speak comes upon me. I walked in that until I got the ability to even speak naturally. Many of you don't know what I'm talking about. It's the apostles that he chose. He gave them commandments. So the two requirements that you need before you are admitted into the lecture, the seminar, is a life of obedience and the willingness to receive the burden of commandments from the Lord that will shape. My wife is here. She knew me as a single, and I'm married to her now. She knows my refinery. She knows it. She saw me from yesterday praying. Today, this evening. It's been like that for a long time. Tomorrow again, I start early. Hey, make sure your refinery doesn't go down. Part of what I'm praying that God will do to us is an activation of power. Because those of you that work in the bank, if you pray for the sick in the bank, I hope you know everybody falls sick once in a while. And then there's someone right there in the bank that has healing hands. The patronage you will have will be multi-religious. When I was still in public service, I experienced that grace a little. Because nobody wants to die. To whom he showed himself alive. He was raising revivalists. People that would take this fire from Jerusalem to Judea, to Samaria, to the uttermost part of the earth, to your village. And he was incubating them. He said, you cannot do much if you don't have encounter. Can you be determined that refinery will not need turnaround maintenance for the next 40 years? It will be steaming. Products will be coming out. Power will come out. Wisdom will come out. Direction will come out. That I won't allow it crash again. It crashed before, but it will not crash again. I say mile kobina kabosala semonantos keto bela kila mama mamaya aila baba suke branteli famina kabeskove la batala makonde ebraske komba ebraske takante korea esima mama, we lay hold on your grace.